So again, my name is Philip Schabrowski from the chair of the Walpole Master Plan Steering Committee. We thank you for attending tonight. This is our second public forum. It's very important because this is your opportunity to give us input on the action items that you would like to see in order to accomplish the 10 goals that would be presented tonight. We're thankful for Judy Barrett from Barrett Planning Group and her team who are going to be presenting the goals. Those goals were came out of the public forums that we had getting your input. So these are the goals that they have articulated based on what they heard during the first forum and also during the various forums we had to do the surveys, various surveys. So before I hand it off to Judy, I just first want to acknowledge the members of our Master Plan Steering Committee. So Kathy Turco-Obate, who's the vice chair, Dean Davis, Ashley Clark, Carrie Donazio, Andrew Flowers, Janet Fashionello, John Hasenegger, Jennifer Karnakis, Margaret Kadur is no longer on the committee because she left her post on the EDC. So but we are thankful for her service. And then Glenn Maffey, Michael McGrath, Donnell Murphy, and then again we're very thankful for our consulting team led by Judy. So with that, I will turn it over to Judy, and again I want to thank you. And then last, if you're watching this on Media TV, know that we're going to have another Zoom session on Sunday at 3:30, and it is very important to get your input. So if you're watching, please join us on Sunday at 3:30. You can get the Zoom meeting information if you go to the Walpole Town website, look at for committees, the Walpole Master Plan Steering Committee, and on that page you will see a link to join that Zoom session. And I do urge anyone watching to please join us because getting this input is very important to the whole process as we go through the master plan, and we're going to be making recommendations on actions that the town should be doing over the next 10 or 20 years. So again, I want to thank Judy and her team for the work they're doing. And I also want to, again, thank the members of the Master Plan Steering Committee. People have been working a lot of hours, and, we've been... And members of the committee really want to raise their hand to just so again thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Okay, so you're not going to hear too much from me tonight. I'm actually in recovery from being quite sick, but my colleague Daphne Politis is going to kind of walk you through the instructions for tonight. I'm just going to man the slides. It's probably my best task for this evening. But Daphne will explain everything. And we're really just very delighted to see you. So thank you for taking the time to come. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Judy, and thank you, Phil. But mostly thank you for coming tonight. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. So again, we're here in the second public meeting, which is to present to you the goals that were developed based on public input, based on an extensive outreach process, which included a previous public meeting, a survey where we had many, many hundreds of respondents, as well as a social media platform where we gathered additional input. So these 10 goals that are listed here off on this onto the side were developed based on that. The foundation of the plan will be based on these goals, because these are the goals that the people of Walpole have said they want the town's future to be developed on. So
we give a little bit of an update on where we are.
Yeah. So this is what we've done so far. We've gone on this journey together, if you will, with the steering committee, developed a vision for the future and a set of goals, and these documents are available for you to view. And a draft inventory of existing conditions and an assessment of those conditions was developed. And those are developed in a series of buckets: housing, economic development, open space and recreation, natural resources, historic and cultural resources, public facilities, land use and zoning, transportation. And so now a draft is complete of what does the town have. So the town has The goals are what the town wants, and now we're starting to think about the steps to take about how to get from where you are to where you want to be. And that's what we're going to do tonight, is ask you at each of these goal stations. As I just mentioned, there are 10 goals, and the goals are around these issues that, with regard to the resources that the town has. In addition to the ones I mentioned, there's also community health and climate change. So we would like to ask you to visit these goal stations. The stations will be staffed by steering committee members who will be there to talk with you. You're encouraged to discuss with other people who are here and think about ways you think the town could help achieve these goals. What action steps could the town take? What strategies are needed to achieve these goals? And then we ask that you write your ideas down on, we have very large, colorful Post-it notes, and you post it on that board that has the goal. And the reason for that is that we want to fully document your ideas, so please be sure to write what you want us to consider. You need to write it down. We encourage you to visit all 10 stations. However, you're not required to do so. You can visit as few or as many as you wish. After you've visited the stations, we have this, shall I call it an installation, the purple installation. And basically, there are 5 goals on one side, 5 goals on the other side. And what we ask of you is to help us understand if you can foresee any potential barriers to implementing the goals. So, for example, transportation. If there's a desire for more walkability, bikeability in town, are there any barriers to achieving that goal? And if so, please write them down. And the cloth is a little magic in that you just have to rub the piece of paper on it and it will stick. So please do so in the columns that are implied by the title blocks so that we know that you mean that that's a barrier to that particular issue. And the goals, again, are written right to the side of the cloth. The 5 additional goals are on the other side.
They're also on the back of the agenda.
And the goals are on the back of your agenda. That's right. Thank you, Judy.